because there's so many. I mean, you were making this point too. It has gotten so big that people don't realize that it's the Department of Agriculture that oversees school lunches, or that,
Correct.
you know what I mean? They don't always know what the scope of every agency is. And part of that is because we've had so many different agencies that have been reshuffled and reorganized that we can't keep track of it. And I'm sure they can't either, which
Cut
is
these agencies.
horrible.
Abolish them, not just defund them. Abolish these three-letter agencies, return the power back to the states, back to the local communities, back to you and me and we the people, because when it's at a localized level, there's accountability. There's no we have a bunch of unelected bureaucrats right now sitting in D.C. running our country behind the scenes with no accountability.
And how many staff people just sitting there like ordering lunch every day?
Yeah.
Just hanging
Think
out.
about office life. Think how expensive office life is.
There are bureaucrats like
Toner
crossing off the
cartridges.
calendar being like,
Yeah.
I'm so much closer to my government pension,
Yep.
which, you know, people need jobs, people need to work. I'm not criticizing them
People
for that.
taking
It's
their
just like,
vacations.
ultimately, why is this job available at all?
Well, no, that
Yes.
my answer to most of these people is name one thing that the federal government does better than the private sector.
Yeah, well, that's a good question, right?
I can't name anything that the government does better than what the private sector would do.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see that
well,
either.
hold on.
Do you
Waste
have
money.
something?
Yeah, waste money.
There you go.
We're good at
There you
that.
go.
You did
Absolutely.
need someone to be
'Cause
like,
I got to be
"That's
honest, like the
true."
private sector is really good at wasting money, but the government, man.
At least there's accountability there
They've really
to
nailed it, though,
shareholders
in
and
the
such.
government.
Yeah.
Well, because it's not their money and they haven't earned it.
Well, think about
so
this.
you don't feel anything for losing money if you didn't earn that money. It's
And-
just nothing.
And
It
you can
feels
just
like
ask for
nothing.
more, right? At
Right.
least with the private sector,
Yes.
you'd have to eventually say to your shareholders, like, so this is why we keep losing money.
Right.
And with the government, they can say, we lost money, but no worries. You'll just give us more and we'll raise taxes if we need to.
Imagine being so bad at managing money that you steal every citizen in the country's money and you're still $34 trillion in debt.
That is just
Like,
insane.
you almost have to attempt to do that. They
and
literally
it's still
steal everyone's
rising.
money.
I mean, we didn't stop at 34.
and we're 30-something trillion dollars in debt.
We're more than 34 now because it just keeps going up.
They're
and-
like,
and there's
we're
no
going to set a
accountability,
record.
though.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Guys, listen though. This is the thing. The spending originates in the House.
Mm-hmm.
Republicans have control of the House. We have to. As I'm a Republican, as Republicans, we have to own this at this point.
So
that
why
they're
did they
not
pass
doing
another,
anything. Weak.
CR?
We have a bunch of weak, spineless jellyback rhinos representing us in
Spineless
Congress right
jellyback
now
rhinos.
because they want to just kick the can down the road and sign another CR and allow all these things that's currently happening to continue happening instead of holding the line.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's what it comes down to.
when you decided to run for Congress, you ultimately decided that you have to go to the federal level to cut off problems that are affecting West Virginia rather than run for
Unfortunately.
state, because you did hold state power.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the federal government has gotten so big that it does affect everyone, and I don't want that. I want to get rid of all that power. It's centralized at the federal level and return it back to the states where there's accountability. Once again, there are limited roles the federal government's supposed to have. One of them is securing our border, and they can't even do the one thing like.
Well, it's
instead of-
not that they
They
can't.
won't.
They
exactly.
won't.
But instead of worrying
Can't
about all
stop,
these
won't
other
stop.
issues that's not part of their role, they should worry about the few things that they're supposed to do, which